always remember later on in my life when Alan Ball said something to me. He said, Ossie, always be surrounded by good players. And I was surrounded by good players. You know, Dave Sexton had a great formula there. Tommy Dockley started it off, and then Dave took it on. And they were great players, and we got to know each other. We knew how everybody played. We looked after each other. And it was just a pleasure to play on a Saturday. It really was, especially at Stamford Bridge.
Peter Leslie Osgood was born on the 20th of February 1947 at 26 East Crescent, Clewer, Windsor, Berkshire, to Frank and Ivy. He once said in an interview, "I was always a bit of a tearaway, and I was never the brainiest at school. What he lacked in the classroom, he made up for playing sports. He was captain at most sports at school, but football was his favourite. When he left school, he started working as a bricklayer and playing football for Windsor. It was during this time that his uncle Fred wrote to Chelsea on his behalf to secure him a trial. Fred Osgood was known to have played a significant role in Peter's early life and footballing development, encouraging his passion in the game. It was him who got Ossie a previous trial with the Gooners. Ossie apparently tore it up because he enjoyed playing for Windsor and didn't fancy the travelling all the way to North London. You can't blame him for that, can you? I would like to apologise most profusely for having that piece of shit appear in my video just now. It was purely for visual purposes only, and shall not happen again." With Uncle Fred's encouragement and persistence, he finally got a trial with Chelsea Football Club, and in 1964, at the age of 17, he joined the club as a junior player. He made his debut that very same year in the League Cup against Wokingham AFC. We won 2-0, with Ossie scoring both of the goals. It didn't take him long after that to become a first-team player, earning himself a reputation as one of the most talented and charismatic strikers of his era. Thanks to his uncle Fred, and Ossie's decision to dedicate himself to his football proved instrumental in his career that saw him to go on and win major honours and become a club legend.
Great job in the Manchester City defence, but he's hurt. He's gone down hurt, over the line, and now it's Osgood. And 4. Corner to Chelsea being taken by Tambling. Which is an equaliser, scored by Osgood.
Sexton's return brought no miracles overnight, but at least Osgood was back and scoring.
Trying to emulate Benetti as Osgood takes the penalty for Chelsea, the second penalty of the match. And a goal, 1 each.
Calling the goals he did score simply begs the question, how good might he have been?
Osgood.
To Chelsea, and Sewell still carrying his boot. Linesman's flag up, Dempsey pushes it on, fits it away, Webb! Houseman, great save! Hudson going in, and away with his one good boot! But the pressure's not off them yet, McCready to pump it back. In goes Osgood! A goal! By Osgood! Taking on Cantello, attacking him as he ought to. And Osgood in! A great goal by Osgood! What a fine header by Osgood! Here comes the corner. And West slipping! Now Houseman. Oh, kicked away by Brown. Dempsey's there. Osgood! Hollins. To Cook. Played on very nicely for Hudson. Good play by Hudson. And a nice little flick by him to Osgood. Yes! By Osgood!
Birmingham, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Queen's Park Rangers were all beaten. Osgood scored in every round as Chelsea swept to their 10th FA.
Number 8, Hudson, it's a beautiful one, and Osgood, he scored! A beautiful effort by Hudson, taking him to Osgood to go.
Lifted a little more. Finally, here's the corner. Osgood up for it with his head, and it's there! Osgood! A goal that I think the Crystal Palace defence will kick themselves for not stopping. But he took up a superb position there. But now it's Cook, and Osgood completely free! Number 2 by Peter Osgood! And that really... Hutchinson, oh, Hollins, with a shot and a good save, and he must be it! Osgood! Tremendous shot by Hollins, and Kelly couldn't hold it. Hudson pumping it again, and the linesman's flag goes up. And Osgood, but the linesman had his flag up. The linesman certainly had his flag up before that was put away. Hutchinson in turn laying it off for Hudson. There's Houseman outside him, Osgood in the middle. And Osgood! Peter Osgood! 2-1 to Chelsea. And Osgood! Beautifully scored by Osgood. Ran beautifully off the ball. Webb. That's 2-1.
Now with Chelsea on the attack, this is Osgood, left foot shot, what a goal! Peter Osgood opens the scoring, 1-0 for Chelsea after 55 minutes of play, and no wonder those Chelsea players are happy.
Back to Harris. Number 8, Baldwin. Osgood. And he scored! Osgood has done it! That was a beautiful shot. I thought he'd have gone wide, but he picked his spot, and Osgood now needed.
Take on Harris, he can and beat him. And Houseman. Oh, and Harris getting in very hard there. And he sent Osgood away, and he's onside all right. Osgood! That must be it! Peter Osgood! Far post. And they got Ferguson in between them. And by the way Chelsea are winning the ball in the air, they might need them. Cook with a corner. And this time Eustace getting it away. Osgood! Oh, it's there by Osgood, number 2. Baldwin on the goal line. Houseman with his corner. Cook to head it on. Webb to look for it with his feet under that crossbar. And it's being pushed in there by Osgood. And Chelsea are ahead. With
David Webb moving to an almost identical position from where he scored the goal. And Osgood got that one. Osgood getting between Bennett and the goalkeeper.
Haaland. Osgood had never stopped going. And he's got it in, and it's given. And Osgood. Never an easy thing to do, but now here's Osgood with a great chance and a goal! And a goal by Osgood! So maybe Chelsea were happy that they didn't play the advantage because they took a one. Osgood. Kemba, and it's Kelly in the way. Osgood! 1-0! And only players like Osgood take goals like that. You don't blame goalkeepers. Cook back to Mulligan. Osgood versus Blockley, and it falls for Haaland, and it's not beautifully now for Osgood. A chance for Chelsea, and Osgood has put Chelsea ahead. With under 3 minutes gone, the goal made. And Boyle with the corner. Dempsey backheading in. Osgood! There it is! Yes, it's given by Peter Osgood. To Cook. A deep one towards Osgood with his head, and he's done it! Osgood's goal, a good one, and Chelsea go ahead with 2 minutes of the second half gone. Battle with Harvey, and he's got Osgood streaking on for him. There's the ball for Osgood, and a beautiful goal! Oh, a beautiful goal by Chelsea. No wonder Osgood smiles and embraces Hollins, because it was a lovely ball from Hollins. Now Barbonetti in the Stoke half of the field. Towards Garland, played back for Cook. The little chip there again towards Webb, and Osgood, and Webb won't get a shot in, will he? Osgood on the ground, and he's done it, Osgood! While he was on the ground, he's got the equaliser. The first goal Osgood's ever scored at Wembley. Cook once more. A little flick there for Hudson. A nice little flick there again for Cook. Still Cook going on. Now can he make something of this? Osgood, and he scored! What a fine goal by Chelsea. Crowd beginning to rise now as they suspect that Chelsea might find something here. There's Garland, who looked as though he was offside, and a save, and Osgood is in, and the goal is given. Osgood has scored. Lorimer is beaten. There was nothing he could do.
In the middle, Osgood and Baldwin. That's aimed for Osgood's head, and it's in. Again, the lack of a commanding head in the middle costs United dear.
Webb is such a destroying influence in an opposing penalty area, causing men to worry all the time. Britton a little touch forward for Osgood, and he's got it through, and he has, yes, Peter Osgood! Peter Osgood, the scorer, when there seemed no chance at all of a goal.
Quite a dangerous position, a threatening position, just outside the Chelsea penalty area. Hudson, and Osgood is through there, and he scored! He's onside, and it's a goal. A beautiful curving free kick. Curving free kick after it again to complete the clearance. Good cross by Baldwin, and Osgood goes in, and it's a fine goal. Ossie's second goal. A lovely curling cross.
So Chelsea's free kick, and there's Osgood in. Yes, he's done practically nothing all afternoon. And he was beautifully there on the spot.
Number 4. Baldwin, Osgood coming in. Almost an accident, but it's a goal. And Osgood's face says it all.
Up for this one, making his run as Houseman takes the corner. Osgood on the far side. Peter Osgood. And Osgood are having words. The feud is going on.
He must have got a bang on his head. And a great header and a goal. And it's Osgood who's done it.
And Wicks. It's Wicks they're looking for, and they found Ndroy and Osgood, and it is now 2-2. Tactical plan is you put 3 big fellas around the penalty area and they bob it around.
In my opinion, Ossie was the complete striker. He was tall, had presence in the box, and most of all, he was brave. He was loved by his teammates and adored by us fans.
So Ron, tell me, of all the players that you have the experience of playing with, who were the highlights of best people that you played with?
Well, the best player I ever played with in my time at Chelsea Football Club was Peter Osgood. I think Ossie was a superb player. He was aggressive, big centre forward, scored lots of goals, and could look after himself on the field. And sometimes a lot of forwards never used to do that.
When I first thought about making this video about Ossie, I thought it could be done in a single video. But the more I researched into his life, it became clear that it would have to be made into a series, as there is so much to discuss. So this is part 1. During his club career from 1964 to 1974 with Chelsea, he made 285 appearances and scored 105 goals. On the 5th of October 1966, during a League Cup match against Blackpool at Bloomfield Road, he sustained a broken leg. This was caused by a strong challenge from Emlyn Hughes, who later went on to be captain of Liverpool and England. This halted his rising career and cost him being considered for the 1966 England squad, and we all know what they went on to do. Despite this setback, Ossie made a remarkable recovery, and he returned to the game an even stronger player. He would even get a second shot to play for England during the 1970 World Cup in Mexico. In part 2, I will be discussing this in more detail, and Ossie's contribution in securing us the FA Cup in 1970. And of course our famous win in 1971 against Real Madrid in the European Cup Winners' Cup. I will also look at Ossie and how he was such a big part of swinging 60s and early 70s London, along with his mates from a lot of other clubs. Now it's time for us to reflect on the Chelsea here and now. We play Brentford tonight at home. Since the last video, we've managed to beat every team we played against, and we're sitting second in the PL. With both the Gooners and Liverpool dropping points yesterday, it would make my week if we beat Brentford. Come on lads, make us proud. Now it's time for a few words from our biggest advocate at the moment, Mr. Simon Jordan. This was him singing out our praises once again on the White and Jordan show this week with Martin O'Neill.
Chelsea breezed past Aston Villa, moving to third. Simon, did you tell us last week you think it could be Chelsea and Liverpool? Liverpool first, Chelsea second, with Arsenal and Manchester City fighting for third and fourth.
Yeah, I felt that there's a distinct possibility that Chelsea are, but it's not a distinct possibility, they are a very competitive side right now. And so I alluded to the fact that Man City's decline may put them into fourth spot and Arsenal third. And suggested that maybe Chelsea and Liverpool battle it out.
Keen to get your take on Chelsea under Maresca at this time, Martin. Maresca spoke post-match after they saw off Villa, said the title? Not yet.
I said many times, I'm not agree with that. I think we are not ready to compete with Liverpool, Arsenal and City for many reasons. And because we win today, I'm not going to change my idea. We are not ready for that. But the good thing is that we are improving, and hopefully very soon we can be there.
So he's playing it down publicly, Martin. Do you think he really thinks that?
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, and why wouldn't he? That they are improving under him. There's no question about that. What he has done very, very well. He's been able to get a bit of togetherness, or what seems from a distance a bit of togetherness there at the football club. He has in many aspects used the other players for his European ventures as well too. So there's an extent that some of these players are still being kept relatively happy, if that was the case. And the team that he's playing in the Premier League are flying. They're going very, very strongly at the moment. But he naturally would expect him to play it down, but he would be playing it down because he would have a look at the table. Liverpool are miles clear at this minute. It's not even Christmas. His team is improving, but Arsenal look as if they've got out of a little bit of a slump that they were in.
Yeah, well, Chelsea in the same number of points as Arsenal, 25, and of course 9 points between both Arsenal and Chelsea and Liverpool. But here's the thing, Simon, we don't talk about the ownership anymore. We don't talk about Todd Bowley or Igbali. Is that a sign of how well Maresca is doing that nobody seems to be mentioning the ownership anymore?
Well, of course, because ultimately when things are going wrong, people are light upon various reasons why they might be. In this instance, there was a huge amount of money being spent on players to assemble a young team that was going to take some time to get together. You know, I think that when Ranieri was at Leicester, I don't think he considered himself to be in a title race and spent his entire time dampening down the perspective that Leicester could win the league. So I don't suspect a guy that's been in the job for 5 minutes is going to have the foolishness of saying, yeah, we're in a title race. Ask him again in March if Chelsea are 3 points behind the league leaders with 5 games to go if he thinks he's in a title race. But right now, it would be foolish and unwise of a new manager that's come into a club that's got a good start, clearly knows what he wants to do with the sides, being able to incorporate the players into the side that illustrate the way he wants to play, and they're now becoming a very decent side. All of those that were on the sidelines saying they were a car crash, they were a disaster.
At that time they were.
Well, they were going through a period, like everybody does, of evaluating what they're doing. They bought a squad of players that needed to gel together, and they now are. And here they are at the top end of the Premier League. They are only third on goal difference. I don't even think they're third on goal difference. They've got the same goal difference as Arsenal, so they're technically second. So they're in a great position. And if you look at some of the players that I had big questions marks about, insofar as my question marks are of any merit, the player up top, the centre forward, is beginning to score goals, because I felt he was profligate last season. Now he's scoring goals. Neto's come in. I think he's been a brilliant addition. They've got Lavia fit, so he's in the side now. You know, even Fernandes, who I think was a preposterous amount of money, is beginning to look like the player that maybe they paid a lot of money for.
So they are in it.
I don't think they're going to win the league, but I think they're in a very competitive position.
Yeah.
Keep it coming, Mr. Jordan. But be careful, you might be becoming a bit of a closet blue supporter. Anyway, that's me for now. Adios. And remember, we're not just a football club, we're Chelsea Football Club. We're a family.